A simple common cold can't keep this gentleman down. And just like him, you cannot hinder his gender, and you cannot hinder Jinder Mahal either. But that's at the end.
Apparently.
Let's get to the beginning. And we started this show off with a pre-show match. Ty Dillinger, the perfect 10 against the crybaby Aiden English. That was interesting. I dig it, Aiden English. I mean, he had, I don't know if you've seen his pants, his tights or whatever, but it had a famous painting on it. It had the scream, the bitch that's always like, like that.
Really?
Yeah, like his tights had the same design.
I didn't even. I watched like 2 minutes of it and I flipped over.
I caught that little detail. I like
that. No, that's cool though. That's cool.
Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger. Obviously top tier athlete. Niagara Falls, Canadian born and bred.
Yeah. Oh, that's dank, dude.
Yep. Yeah, that's my new day.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude
rocks. The one thing I will say about that, you just got my thing sick. Now I don't want to touch that.
I'm not fucking.
Alright. So yeah, the one thing
I'm not rubbing alcohol. I'll disinfect it with a Q-tip.
Alright. One thing I will say about that is the horn. It pokes through the packaging. It's a little bit of a thing that they skip to realize. But yeah, regardless, this show, very few little things that they should have tweaked. I really enjoyed the show. There's very few B shows that I will 100% get on board with. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We
were talking a lot, but it was still a pretty good show.
Yeah, I enjoyed everything. Yeah. It could have been a little bit shorter, but hey, whatever. Especially when you have NXT the night before and it's a little much. Ty Dillinger, we both picked Ty. We're not doing a pre-show because this gentleman was sick.
Yeah, by the way, just to clarify, like usually what we were trying to do is do a pre and then a post. I was really sick yesterday. Like I couldn't even talk for more than 5 seconds.
He was so sick, I left. I didn't want any of this.
Well, I was coughing horribly.
So you picked Ty. I picked Ty. That's 5 apiece. So that's if you add that up, that's 10.
Perfect.
10. All right. So we're tied. Cool beans. Whatever. As we move on, we get to the actual show, and we kicked off with the man on the poster. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler.
That was surprising too. That was a surprising.
Random, maybe you think that'd be maybe the main event or the semi-main event or somewhere in there. But no, they start off the show and they want to burn out the crowd with the guys that they all paid to see.
But they didn't burn out the crowd.
No, I know it's Chicago. I guess they're running strong. So Dolph Ziggler versus Shinsuke. You picked Shinsuke. I picked same thing, Shinsuke. So and obviously Nakamura wins, and we're both now tied. Once again,
you know what? Kudos to Dolph Ziggler. Though he pulled off a great fucking match. Hopefully,
it's hard to have a bad match with those two people, though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, hey, hopefully WWE gives this guy something, man, because it's been he's got to do it.
Well, better than stand up.
They got to do it like before he gets too old, where it's like. Because then they'll do it.
Around for almost 10 years. So.
Yeah, but then they'll do it when he's getting rusty and stale and. So they're like, oh, well, what the fuck?
They've tried doing things with him, and then just certain things get in his way. Either it'll be a concussion when he first got his title, and now this. And there's just too many fish in the pool. Right
it always seems like the best people get fucked up at the worst times.
Like I said, just now, there's too many fish in the pool. There's too many fish in the pond. You know what I mean? You can't just there's just too much talent.
Yeah, we need a piranha to come and fucking kill him.
So great match. We both agree.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Great start to the show. I guess that was a good match.
Yeah, another perfect 10.
Yeah, 10 apiece now. And then we moved on to what was it? Let me pull up my handy dandy phone, and I believe it was. It was
a tag team match.
Yeah, it was a tag team match. Yeah, it was the Usos versus Breezango.
Breezango.
AKA Febreze.
Breeze.
Yeah, you got it, Tyler Breeze. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyways, great teams. We had a comedy match, which is something I've been dying to see lately in WWE. They had the nice, the dresses up as the janitor, then he dresses up as the old lady, and then he comes back to his normal gimmick, and then they do the exchange, and it's great move, great. Everyone got their shit in, great shit. But I enjoyed it.
And actually, some multi-personality disorder thing.
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
I enjoyed this match. Actually, this is probably one of my favorite matches of the night, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, I just enjoyed them so well. And you know what? I actually thought for a second maybe they would win.
I was a little in suspense there, to be honest with you. I was like, fuck. He got his finisher off, and it was at a good point where, like...
Could have did?
Like, a tag team partner wasn't there to...
Great match. Great, you know.
Excuse me.
Don't cough on me. Don't cough on the belt, my belt for now.
I turned my head.
Alright, so Usos won that. You picked the Usos, I picked Breezango. Unfortunately, this is where you take the lead. So now we're 10-15. And next on the card we had I believe the Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin match. You know?
Yeah.
The good old ginger from Montreal versus Baron Corbin, the guy who likes to collect skulls and weird freaky shit.
So yeah, we both kind of went for the obvious pick here, which was Baron.
Yeah, I think Baron Corbin's gonna win Money in the Bank if he's
Yeah.
I think he's the long-term pick.
But
it turned WWE champion.
For sure, he's got potential. But we picked someone who we thought was going to win because of that. The fact that we think he's going to Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And then Sami Zayn kind of just out of nowhere, he's been losing a lot, and I think that also brings up maybe the fact that Sami Zayn's probably going to be in that very same match.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. They want believability, and that's the weird thing with WWE is like, just before you win the title, you might lose a match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't bring you into this whole giant thing with steam. They kind of weirdly job you out. Not really job. But
well, it's the same thing
with then you go off and win the thing.
A world champion, when they go into a tag match, I was saying this earlier to you. I was like, usually when a champion, like a singles champion, goes into a tag team match with someone, usually they end up, if they're not pinned, at least their team loses.
Yeah.
If they get pinned in that match, generally I think that means they're probably going to lose in the main event.
I know what you're saying.
That, you know what I mean? So it's like you kind of get like it's not always correct, right? But it's a percentage kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
sports, well, yeah, there's little things that you pick up on here and there that they don't necessarily change that often. So
they do twist around,
we both
like they did, and we both were wrong.
Both were wrong. We come up, who knew Sami Zayn could win a pay-per-view match? And the day that we picked not for him, then that's when we lose.
Yeah.
Cool beans, whatever. Great match.
Any other time I would have picked for him too.
Yeah. I was actually, I'm actually a fan of Baron Corbin. So then we have the Divas match. We have the Welcome Committee, and then we have the, I got traded over to SmackDown to see what I can do with this division, people. Not really, actually. There's only Charlotte that got traded over.
I thought Charlotte was going to turn heel tonight. I know she just turned face, but I thought she was going to go back.
Yeah, just sneak that in there.
But
I don't even care about this match.
But yeah, I ended up winning that one.
Yeah.
But I predict what I was predicting is that Welcoming committee wins, and then Charlotte gets all pissed off because Becky Lynch got pinned.
Yeah.
That was kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. Everything was correct except for the turn. It just didn't happen.
Whatever.
But I don't think Charlotte is going to be like I mean, fuck, dude. Ric Flair had his face moments, but it was like, hey, I'll be your buddy, and then 2 weeks later, fuck you, buddy.
Well, they definitely need to start setting up programs for Naomi. That's my only thing that I didn't realize.
And I think the Naomi Flair thing might be good too.
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah. But the only thing failed this whole match to get a point was the next thing for Naomi. That's what this should have led for. This should have a turn or something.
Yeah.
It just looks like we're gonna have another faction warfare at some point soon.
Who knows? It could happen tomorrow night on Raw. So. Oh wait, no, it won't. Yeah.
SmackDown. Okay, so after the whatever match, we had the United States title. We had AJ Styles challenging Kevin Owens, and we both picked Kevin, and we both were right. But the greatest thing with this match was, and it made me fucking just so happy, was the finish of AJ getting counted out. AJ looks strong, Kevin looks strong, but his foot got caught. AJ Styles' foot got caught up in the announce table. Never seen it before.
Yeah.
Hopefully never see it again, so it means something.
Yeah, but it was unfortunate that they like the camera angle that they had. Like
seen him tuck his foot.
Seen him tuck the thing around his foot. So it was like, and plus the way he fell, it looked like he bagged himself.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh my balls, but really he's trying to get all the wires to go up in his leg, right? And then but regardless, it was a sick finish, and I like what they did.
Yeah, sometimes you need to get counted out to make both people look good. And why pin the guy?
And it's like, it's not even really a dirty move on Kevin Owens' part, because it's not like he put him into that position.
Like, he's put one under there, and Kevin Owens capitalized.
Yeah, because if I'm correct, AJ Styles was going to do something on Kevin, right?
Yeah, he was going to do the Styles Clash move.
Yeah, so it doesn't really affect anyone.
No.
When it comes to how good you look, so that's...
both people win in this book.
Makes another match.
No, you're right.
But it was a cool twist to a match. I've never seen that before. If they're gonna do something like that again, it's got to be a couple years.
Yeah, we're talking. Like I said, you never see that again, so it's cool.
Or happens slightly differently, where he gets tied up with the cords on the floor. Or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Or
cameraman.
Someone ties him up himself instead of whatever. But yeah, great match. Both people look strong, and we now have the face of the United States, the Canadian / US / whatever. So then we move on from a great match to a match that obviously was to cool the crowd down for the main event, and I don't know why, but hey, whatever. I thought this match would be a sleeper cell of the entire show. Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper. Former Wyatt members facing off. They've kind of did this thing before, and they've kind of just rehashed it.
It's cool to see two big guys too wrestle at a faster.
Yeah, they can go.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Rowan, I believe he's done New Japan Pro Wrestling dojo stuff like way back before it was a hip thing, right? And Luke Harper, I've seen wrestle for fucking years. I mean, I've seen that guy.
They probably weren't
get paid $50 and a handshake back in the back before he got signed.
They were probably scrawnier back then and more like.
Yeah.
Like as you get muscle and you.
But I've always seen Luke Harper kind of be the same. I've always seen him do hurricanranas and big boots and just crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like all sorts of.
Do you think it's physically harder for a big guy to do a hurricanrana?
Yeah, I mean, there's more of you trying to get up to that point, right?
But Kevin Owens will do a fucking.
Yeah, but okay. Here's also the
do you think he's exerting
here's what benefits you as a professional wrestler, and this is just me saying it. If you're smaller, like Kevin Owens started out as his career, he was doing 450s, he was doing moonsaults.
He wasn't as fat.
No, and then so later on when his big like big indie fucking.
He kept wrestling with the weight he was gaining, so his body adapted basically to that weight, so he can wrestle like he did when he was 20 or 20.
Exactly.
And it doesn't really affect him.
He learned the moves before he got heavy, and then as he gradually got heavy, he was still doing those moves. He wasn't doing 450s.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, really.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I mean, I can leg press like 600 pounds. Yeah. That's only because I'm heavier than the average person, right? So it's like I friggin'.
Than the average bear.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not gay. And then, it's like I get...
the Yogi reference, and you're just like, faggot. That's where you're...
Oh, I thought that's what you were going for there, sorry.
No.
But yeah, it's like you gain so much weight over time, and it's your legs just sort of get used to it.
Well, it's gradual skill, right? He keeps doing the same moves as he gains, right? But
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but anyways, this Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper match, I enjoyed. I thought it was a great cool down match. I thought, hey, whatever. The finish was kind of a little awkward. I don't think
that last year Corona was a little.
Yeah, whatever. But I think the clothesline really wasn't really much of a clothesline at the end. It was more of like a middle.
Yeah, like he didn't get his arm out fast enough.
I don't think he hit his arm. I think it was more like a fucking chest on chest kind of thing. But whatever.
So what do you think they were trying to do?
Clothesline.
Clothesline from hell.
Well, spinning clothesline, discus clothesline.
Oh yeah, he did spin.
Yeah, Luke over that. You picked Luke, I picked Eric, because at this point I was needing points. I had to pick someone different just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, that it got to a certain point where I had to start picking other people, because if I just picked the same, you would just get the points and I get the points.
Yeah, and because we didn't do the pre-video, we didn't have our pre-picks, so it was like sort of each match that started.
That's not bad.
It still works. Yeah, we might actually continue this formula, maybe. Yeah.
And then we got on to the main event. We had straight out of Brampton, Jinder Mahal.
Oh God.
Versus, I know, because Jesus. Versus the Viper Randy or the WWE.
Do you want to get killed?
No. I'm sorry, ISIS. I'm sorry, Taliban. So fucking sorry. So fucking sorry. But
yeah,
and we had him versus him versus him, and then we had the Bollywood boys in Jimmy Hall's corner. That's cool. Yeah. But yeah. Interesting match. I've seen how this is going because I'm just tipped off to WWE's going to India. They need an Indian champion to look strong. The Indian guy's gonna win. It comes down to surely fucking that simple shit. Like, oh look, you're that nationality. Oh, we're going where your nationality is. Well, okay, you're the champion for I bet until SummerSlam.
You think it's like a ratings / money gimmick?
You're getting the belt not based on your skill level because before you got drafted the week before, you just gave Finn Balor a concussion. A week later, you're drafted. A week after that, you're in a feud for the WWE title, and then it's somewhere between that whole mix. Now WWE's trying to get into India because TNA's getting into India, or they already are in India, and they're trying to.
What?
Yeah, exactly. But you're simply just becoming. How does it feel to be WWE champion just based on the fact that your company now wants to go?
You think it's really that deep down like that? That's it.
That's not deep at all.
No. I'm saying that's all it is the fact that it's money and ratings. It's not that they're looking at him as he's a good wrestler and he has potential.
Name another Indian guy on the roster that actually is like that size and actually could be maybe WWE champion.
Okay, fine, but I'm trying to get at the fact: is he good enough to be champion? Because like I've seen him talk on the mic. He doesn't. He's all right.
He's a heat magnet. That's all he is. Yeah, it's just a heat magnet. Oh my God, Indian guy in the United States. Of course they're gonna boom.
I don't think he's ready to be in the spotlight. Like, there's so many other people, and it's like,
well, like I said, are you Indian in the WWE? No. Like, if this was like 2007, and they were going to India, Great Khali would be champion by now.
So, nonetheless, he fucking won.
Yeah, he won.
But the ending was fucking hilarious.
Oh, fucking just dropping Bollywood.
Randy Orton.
The Bollywood brains, you know what I mean?
Randy Orton just friggin' flew this guy into the table, and like even Randy after that, he was like, ooh, see daisies. He was kind of like, oh shit.
Sorry, not sorry. You man, I just made $11 million on a European tour.
I don't think he was laughing. You think he was laughing?
Oh, yeah.
He kind of had like a
that's gonna hurt. Randy Orton lost. I mean, I called the way it would go anyway. You know, guys, the Bollywood people get interference, and then they get knocked out, and then Ginger comes in and capitalizes, and 1, 2, 3, cool beans.
So what's with the fact that they pulled him out? Why didn't they get disqualified? And I think it's because there was no contact with the ref or the other wrestler.
Well, technically,
because there's been
disqualified, but they're willing to weigh that because it's a title match, and they have to get their points.
Because there's been points where managers have pulled their guys out and like started talking to them. You know what I mean? Like Paul Heyman's probably done it.
Come on, they should just uphold the rules so the rules have more merit, but at the same time they have to get their point across somehow or another, and then that's when they let things slide.
Yeah, fine.
Regardless, if this was like the 90s, like. They would get kicked out, the ref would be like, you're out of there, they would sneak in, they'd come back, do their thing, and then...
Ref would get knocked out with a chair or something.
Yeah, and the Bollywood would come in, interfere again, and then Randy Orton would lose, and all that junk. But it's surely based on just where he's from. And I'm not discouraging this guy, because yes, he is jacked from the gills, and he puts a lot of hard work in, I'm sure. He's
that guy's
piss tester too.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I just don't feel like there's anything other than the fact that they're going to a different country.
They're trying to get views from India.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So what better way than putting your B title on a superstar just for the fuck of it?
But do you think that they might be smart enough to see through that?
No.
What if...
It's like, man, we're talking to the guy who does this shit. Like, the evil foreign villain is coming to the WWE to destruct everyone.
Yeah, but they might not be like dumb like we are, like Canadians and Americans are.
India?
Yeah.
No, they don't care. They're happy that they have an Indian champion. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be happy if Kevin Owens won the WWE title? I was proud as a Canadian.
Yeah, but I'm over the whole like, oh yeah, the Canadian has a title. Like that was when I was like a child.
Fuck that, I was proud.
Maybe I'm just looking at it like how I would.
You're not proud when Kevin Owens was champion?
Of course I was.
Yeah, exactly. See, so this is especially.
Hey, fuck you.
Especially if a new TV product.
He's your American.
But think about it, if a new TV product comes in India, and you see SmackDown Live, and the person that is your nationality is the WWE champion, wouldn't you be more inclined to buy a T-shirt, buy a ticket, buy anything at that point. Like
pay for cable.
Exactly, pay for cable. Yeah, fuck yeah, or satellite or whatever the fuck they have. You know what I mean? Like.
But I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, I get the marketing behind it, but I'm trying to get to the point, like, is it really just that?
Yeah.
You don't think that they might push him, a couple of years, like...
He proves himself, but the fact that
because I don't think he's ready now.
This is nothing of proven talent, proven expectations right now. They're just giving him the bone because they're going somewhere where...
So how long do you think they've been doing things like this? Or is this just like once in a while when they get the chance, they exploit it? It's not like they go to a new country every fucking year. Or every day,
but this is definitely a new market for them. And how many markets have they taken over, right? Like this is definitely something you wouldn't have seen, 10 years ago maybe. But the fact is that the world's moving in a different place, and they want to make money, and they want to make it in different places, right? So like, they don't mind putting the B world title on a guy for 3 months, and they promote the hell out of this, and they get all the people in India, and they get them all pleased and buttered up, and then they buy the fucking product, right? Like the network just like, I bet you if they don't already have the network there, they do it in a couple months.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do have the network. I'm not hating. I'm not for Randy Orton having the title as much as I used to be, 10 years ago. I mean, every time it just gets less and less and less, right? But
yeah,
there's only so many times Randy Orton.
It's just kind of sad that they're using him for a marketing scheme rather than his talent. That's what I'm getting at. It's like it used to be because you were good and you deserved it and you worked your ass off. I know it's all choreographed, but you did shit for the company. You made them money. I know I just said I can't believe it's all about the money, but it's like, okay, Bret Hart, for example, like all he did was sell sunglasses, but
shirts.
He was still a good wrestler. Mm-hmm. He was still good, and he did good, and he went out every night, whatever he wanted to do, he did it, right? So it's like, back then it was a little bit more prestigious to be the champion. Now it's sort of like, well, if it benefits the WWE, then fuck it, here you go. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Like what if Triple H all of a sudden just said, yeah, I'm gonna wrestle every Raw for this whole year, and then hear me out. He does that, right?
Why did you just caress him?
Because I think I spat on it when I was talking.
That's nice.
And then
just caress my vinyl pop.
And then Triple H wins he's like, oh, I'm gonna go for the title. People are gonna want that. People are gonna want it. They're gonna want to see him reign for a title. They're gonna want to see him win the title.
Well, nostalgia goes only so far.
Goes far, but say he comes back, it takes him 6 months to get the title, and then he holds the title for 6 months and loses it at WrestleMania or something. People
did that with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, there you go. It's already been done. So. Yeah. But Roman Reigns, it's fucking Roman Reigns. Like, if it was anyone else, it would have. My point is people love it.
I know.
It's
WWE. Sometimes it's not rocket science. Sometimes it's just the simplest answer that is the answer.
But you could never go and beat them. You can't. No. You can't have, dude, I guarantee you if Donald Trump even tried to beat the WWE.
Well, Donald Trump's friends with the WWE.
But say he tried to be a competitor, he would lose, no matter how much money he's got.
It's a juggernaut now. TNA can't compete. That's why
no one can.
That's why WWE was scared, because maybe if TNA got in there,
it's like watching Cleveland versus any other fucking basketball team.
Oh yeah.
You can't compete.
But hear me out here. It's
sorry, Raptors fans.
Yeah, whatever. All two of them. It's postseason. Who cares? But it's one of those things where WWE seen TNA kind of get their claws in and was about to dig into India, and they were like, no, nope, not happening. And then they pull this quick maneuver, and they pull a mega move like what this is, right?
They're like poachers.
Exactly. Same thing with the UK. There was a UK thing that the big sports.
They're like fucking Wall Street.
There was a big sports network that was gonna get in. It's like Sportsnet 1 or whatever the fuck it is. But they were going to start up World of Sport, which is a very well-known wrestling company or world wrestling promotion from like way back when, and they were going to start it up again. And they were going to sign all these talents, right?
Who was?
This random network.
Okay.
Right? They were going to start up their old programming, and it's a big thing. And they had national exposure to the UK from that network because it's a big thing. WWE said, "Ooh, you guys are going to do that? Well, we're going to do the UK tournament, and then we're going to sign up a bunch of the UK people, and then we're going to have our own UK TV show streaming on the network.
Why don't they let people take a bit of the board? Like, what's the big deal? It gives them a chance to get.
Because they're a national company and everyone is signed under their. They want everyone to be signed under WWE.
Fine, but if you're not going to find good people, if you keep taking out the fucking competition, because these good people aren't going to have a chance to get noticed because they don't have enough fucking money to wipe their fucking ass half the time.
They have a feeder system that's NXT. And then if you're not from NXT,
even NXT, you have to
grab people from Japan,
have to travel to where the fucking NXT building is. Then you have to convert your whole life, leave your family. You know what I mean? It's like, it would be nice to have more companies local. Or
let's not get into the territory. That's a whole.
I'm just saying it would make things easier. Also, it would make it saturated with all these bullshit wrestlers. But I'm pretty sure we've got enough people nowadays. Talent-wise, in their head, they're like, no. They'd be able to tell right away who's going to make it, or at least they think they're going to make it through the NXT training or the fucking whatever the fuck they have.
Well, they have people that you'll never see. They'll train for a year, 2 years,
and that's fine. Yeah, but it's the fact that they're giving them the chance to get there because they had a different company that they were with that WWE might be associated with entirely, but at least they acknowledge who they are. So it's like, oh, this fucking dude's really cool. Oh, he's really good. He's got a good gimmick. Let's see if we can get him. Bring him over. If he's good enough, bring him to NXT. If he's not, well, fuck you. Go back. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to affect them in their profit margin because half the people that go to all these other companies, random fucking events, they probably walk in there with fucking WWE merchandise. If you're watching a random house show with a random company, or you're watching backyard wrestling for something like event that someone's doing on their own accord, you're probably a fan of WWE already. Yeah. And you've probably bought some sort of merchandise, and you're probably going to go wear it to that event if you purchased some sort of merchandise.
We're talking about a fan?
A fan.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unless
you're buying like indie t-shirts and you're going to an indie show, you know. Yeah.
Fine. If you're really into that shit, fine. But I'm sure there's people who go to indie shows that wear WWE stuff all the time. So it's like, who cares? You're getting free advertisement from these companies because some kid's gonna see a DX shirt hypothetically. I know that's like irrelevant at this point in wrestling.
Yeah, shoot. Okay.
But you know, some kid will be watching this random indie event that maybe his cable provider gives them, or he's there live and he sees some guy wearing a WWE shirt, might influence them to buy another shirt or something. I don't fucking know. I'm just spitting this off the top of my head. Like, don't discourage all the third-party companies when they could bring you talent. They can bring you merchandise purchases or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm trying to say?
But they are though. They're working with a bunch of indie companies. I mean, you're not in the skinny here, but yeah, they come on. You don't think Ring of Honor? I'm sure they don't want people.
Ring of Honor and like that.
There was a time when Ring of Honor was feeding them talent, no problem. I'm sure they didn't want it because they lose ratings and they lose talent.
Ring of Honor and that Mexican one that the
AAA,
yeah.
AAA, there's all sorts of things.
Yeah, like those are the only two they really.
Shinsuke Nakamura, great talent, was from New Japan Pro Wrestling a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where these.
But there's more than just those companies.
Yeah,
and they don't need to be such assholes about it. Like, all they're doing is trying to be a WCW,
hiring everyone under the sun so that WWE doesn't hire them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to give TNA a AAA talent?
Well,
not AAA in Mexico.
Fuck TNA anyways. I'm just saying, like, TNA can fuck off because they fucked up before. They fucked up when they had the chance to redeem themselves.
I don't want to waste my action on that.
Yeah. It's just like whatever.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, you just need to simplify it and just be like, they need more people out there. So
I'm sorry. I kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I understand WWE does poach a lot of talent, and then the indie and the surrounding scene does suffer a little bit.
It hinders people's.
Because if they soup up all the top people, then it hurts the all around product.
The underdogs.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, they kind of don't want them around, but.
But if someone's good and they're not getting attention just because the WWE is fucking over all these other companies, then fuck the WWE, in my opinion.
Talent, always
if the
rises
guy's
to the
that
top.
good,
Cream always rises to the top, man.
they'll find you no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. If you're just so fucking talented and you're working for some fucking hick ass promotion, they'll find you at some point.
I guess, but I don't know. I'm always for the little guy.
Let's leave it at that. Regardless, you won.
Yeah, I'm the fucking champion again.
You know, back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, Dale put my name on.
I did. I put your name on there. I put my name on there also for last month because yay Dale.
We'll have
but
to
anyways,
get a belt next year.
I know we're gonna run out of space, and we're gonna have to go get a real belt. But long story short, good pay per view, solid B plus, as in Backlash.
Best B fucking pay per view we've watched in the past
yeah,
year.
exactly. It definitely was better than Payback. Payback was like the fucking shitty Desante water.
What the fuck was before WrestleMania? Roadblock or Fastlane?
Fastlane, yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a higher. Extreme Rules hopefully will be better, and we'll just go from there. Anyways,
Extreme Rules is usually good, but yeah.
This is Taylor.
I'm sick, Taylor, today.
Sick boy. I am perfectly healthy and hopefully not sick in the next 24 hours, Dale. And this was a Backlash review of when men throw men at other men for the podcast Cast Pod Championship. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how many of you out there, have a good one.
Take it easy, motherfuckers and buddies.